Hi, good morning, Rubia. I'm Eva.
Morning.
The manager of the UHNs. Thank you for your time for the interview. Would you please introduce yourself and tell me what is the most important to you in a role or work environment when you work in Team Houston?
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Rabia. I'm a current graduate of Centennial College. I studied nutrition and food service management program. I would say one thing that's really most important to me when it comes to working environments is safety. I really do want to make sure that the environment that I'm working in is safe, and as well as my safety and my team members' safety as well. So I would say safety is one thing that I really like feel it's very, very important to me when it comes to like working or like a role or like very important. I would say safety.
Okay, thank you. And how much do you know about UHNs? Have you done any research before the interview?
Yeah, I did a little bit research before coming for the interview today. I do know that we need to possess some qualifications in order for us to get the job. We do need to have some responsibilities. I know that one of them is to have your CSNM membership. I also know that you do need to be like respectful. And I also know that UHN is like a respectful and a careful workplace. And irrespective of like your gender or sexuality, it doesn't matter. Like as long as you portray one of those characteristics and also have like the qualification needed, you would be able to be a member of the UHN company.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
tell me an example about how you organize, plan, and prioritize your work.
So how I organize is to make sure I have everything written out for the day, because I'm a visual person, so I really have to actually write down stuff in order for me to remember. And I feel like that's just me being organized. Like I know for this time to this time, I have this specific thing to be done. For this time to this time, I have something specific to be done. So I would say for organizing, I really love to write everything as much as I could, like remember at that time. And if not, I also do have like a calendar where I do like just put on my phone and just have like a reminder like, oh, for so day you have so coming up. And for planning, I'll just make sure like everything I want for that day is also being like laid out. So I'll say for today, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to do. So I make sure I plan it right ahead, just so I'm able to work towards that and I'm able to achieve whatever is being planned for the day. And for prioritizing my job, I would say it's basically it would be like a first come first serve. So let's say in a workplace, my coworker needs me, my manager needs me. I would say for me, I wouldn't say because the manager needs me, then ignore my coworker. That's not me being fair to my coworker. So I would say based on whatever they did before, like if my manager needs me for something really important and then my coworker just wants to talk or like tell me something, I will be respectful. I'll try as much as be respectful and let her know, oh, so needs me for like so stuff. Like when I'm done helping out, I would come back to you and we could talk. But if it was my coworker that actually needed my help in like maybe like lifting up stuff or like how to do about stuff, I would let my manager know, if you don't mind, this person asked me for help. I'll just help her and then I'll be right with you after I'm done helping her. So that's how I prioritize my job. I prioritize based on first come, first serve. And I also prioritize on the importance of like whatever's needed to be done at that moment.
Mhm. Which
Yeah.
means you justify the priorities should be by person who asks you first, and
Yeah.
then you go
So I
first.
wouldn't say because a manager asked me for help, just ignore the team member. Like everyone matters in a workplace. Like a team member could need help and he or she could feel really comfortable asking me for help. So I wouldn't want to say, oh, you're a team member, you could wait. The manager is a manager. The manager has to go first. Like in that case, I would make sure the managers are aware that I'm about to help, or make sure that the managers are aware that this team member asked me for help and I'll just quickly give my help to the person and then come right over to whatever the manager wants me to do as well.
Right. But how about how you justify the task the task instead of the person, because I think some tasks may be more important
Yeah.
or maybe
So
more
like I
urgent.
yeah.
So what should you do that?
So like I said, if it was a task that if it was something that's pretty straightforward, I wouldn't mind asking another team member to help the team member that asked me for help. If it's something that I know that I have to render my help to the person, I will let the person know if it's okay. I'll just need to help the manager out. It would take about 5-10 minutes and then I'll come right to you. But if it's something I know that other team members have an idea of, other team members could help, I would just probably just tell the person, oh, do you mind if someone else helps you, because I am being asked for help from the manager, from the supervisor, from whoever it is, from the residents. So I'll just make sure whatever help that the person needs, the person gets it, even if it's not for me. I wouldn't just say, I'll be right back and don't give help. If it's something I could ask another team member, like I said, I would definitely ask someone else to please help the person out. And if it's something that I can't ask other team members for, I would explain and just, oh, this person needs my help in lifting up something, but this person needs my help in paperwork. I'll make sure whichever one has to be done first, has to be done first, regardless of whoever asks for help.
Right. Okay. Please share a experience, a time when you identified your strengths and weaknesses of alternative solutions to problems. What's the impact?
For my strength, I would say I really love to make sure things are being planned and they work out the way they're being planned. I wouldn't say because something happened, I would just back out. I really love to make sure that I bring positivity. I make sure I'm being positive. Oh, we can still do this. No matter what happens, yeah, we can still do it. So I make sure I am always ready to help. I'm always ready to render my assistance. I'm also ready to render my solutions to whatever problem that we have. I wouldn't say, oh, because it's not something that's being affected by me or caused by me, then I just have to walk away from it. I'll make sure whatever problem we have as a team, it's being solved as a team. And for my weakness, I would say one thing is for sure communication, because I've been brought up from a different country. Pronunciation, spellings, talking, it's pretty much different from how people over here being brought up as well. We have different ways of pronouncing stuff. So I would say my weakness is working with a large number of people, because I feel I might be misunderstood or having to repeat myself 3-4 times just because they can't hear me properly. They don't understand what I said. So I feel in that case, that is one weakness for sure. But for my strength, I really love to be positive. I really love to make sure everything we plan out for the day works out as planned.
But when you tell me your weaknesses, maybe the communications, how can you manage your team then?
So for communications, I am still working on that. I would make sure that I do understand everyone is brought up in a different settings, environment. So I would always make sure I'm being able to be confident in myself, being able to speak up, being able to having to get to be get used to being, I wouldn't say get used to being misunderstood, but sometimes I get misunderstood when I talk. So I would say that part would make me know, oh, this is what I meant to do if I ever if I'm ever in that situation again. And I have to be able to be confident in how I speak, how I talk. I have to make sure I'm being able to communicate well with people, just so they can have a better understanding of what I say and how I speak and how I talk to them.
But for your positions as a supervisor, I think we need a people who can manage the whole team. But when you're talking about your weaknesses, maybe communication, how can you overcome this?
So in order to overcome my communication, like I said, I would make sure that I'm being heard, in the sense that I talk loud, I have this leadership voice, not also about having a leadership voice, but also having to be able to have people understand what you're saying, be able to communicate, be able to talk properly. I would also make sure that when I am in this position, I make sure everyone is being treated and respected, irrespective of wherever they come from. Because if I know I have a like problem with communications, like speaking, just because I don't want to be heard like differently. I would make sure I find out if any other team member like has that same problem. I'll make sure like we just find confidence in yourself. Like just make sure you could express yourself in the best way you could. And yeah, just express yourself in the best way you could. Like it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're being expressive enough of yourself, then I feel like other people should be able to like understand and respect that aspect of you.
Okay, okay. What is your hoping for in your next role? And what is your plans for the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I really do want to become a registered dietitian or a nutritionist because it's something I've always had passion for. And that's why I went into the food and nutrition service management program at Centennial College. And that's why I'm also trying to find a job in the field of the food services as well. So I really do hope that whatever skill, whatever skill that I've learned in this job, I would make sure I'm being able to use it for like the next 5 years after becoming like a dietitian or being a dietitian. I'll make sure whatever skills I possess in the food services aspect, I'll make sure I'm being able to like portray those skills in the dietitian aspect as well. So that's what I'm hoping for the next 5 years, to become a registered dietitian.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for or expectation of UHN? Are you going to treat it as a long-term job or I'm wondering what's your thinking?
For now, I'm looking for something like that has to do with long term because it's something I really have passion for, like I said. And I'm just the type of person, like if I have passion for something, I wouldn't mind being there for a long period of time because it makes me happy. Like it's something I would love to do every single time without regretting or without having to think about like the negative side. So it's something I really hope to have for a very long period of time. And I feel like before I could become a dietitian, like I really want to have like different experience in different like food services area. So like being a food service supervisor would really like be one of the achievements that I've always wanted to achieve, while like being able to go up from there to like a nutritionist, and then from a nutritionist I want to like go further, like being a dietitian, being a registered dietitian, and then just having like more and more and more experience because it's something I really have passion for. So I wouldn't mind being here for a long period of time, like I said.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
The
welcome.
last questions, do you have any questions from me?
I would just ask you like, how do you like the job? Like, how long have you been working here for? Like, what do you like and what do you not like about the job?
I'm here for quite a long time. It's more than 10 years. And I think UHN is a very stable and a very well organized organizations with a very good reputations. So in this company, I get quite a lot because not just the relationship and also my skill set. Um, I think this is a very good experience for me, and I think I'm going to have still want to stay for some time as a long-term job. So I think it is worth to spend some time in the organizations. That's
Okay.
what I think. Yeah, you may get quite a good experience here as just like a family.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and we will contact you for the further actions if you are selected, and we will talk about with the management for the further actions. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.